What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, it seems as if undefeated 3-division world champion, 5-time world champion, who simultaneously holds the WBA super belt at 130, the WBA regular belt at 135 and 140, undefeated superstar boxer Gervonta Tank Davis, who is 25 wins, no losses, no draws, 24 big wins by way of knockout. He's 26 years of age, and he stands at 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. With that said, Gervonta Tank Davis has been linked to possibly facing off against former unified welterweight world champion superstar boxer Keith one-time Thurman. Keith Thurman was asked in an interview what he think about a possibility of facing Gervonta Tank Davis, who had just recently made his debut at junior welterweight at 140 against then WBA regular champion Mexican star boxer Mario Barrios, and he got a knockout victory over Mario Barrios. With that said, Gervonta Tank Davis, he campaigned at 135 one time in his career. He campaigned at 140 one time in his career, and the majority of his career was at 130. With that said, he fought Yuriorkis Gamboa for the WBA regular title at 135. He fought Mario Barrios for the WBA regular title at 140. So, we know Keith Thurman is a career welterweight, right? That's been up to 154 and junior middleweight, and he has interest in going up to junior middleweight to actually compete there. Keith Thurman is not the biggest welterweight in the world, right? Keith Thurman is, 5'7" with a 69-inch arm reach. So he's only 2 inches taller than Gervonta Tank Davis. He only has a 2-inch arm reach advantage over Gervonta Tank Davis. Keith Thurman is not the biggest guy in the world. He only has 1 loss in his career. That coming at the hands of, legendary 8-division world champion, iconic Filipino superstar boxer, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao, okay? That's the only loss in the career. Keith Thurman in his last fight. Keith Thurman's issue is Keith Thurman's inactivity, okay? Keith Thurman, in the last 5 years, he's fought 4 times. Now, he's beaten the likes of 2-time welterweight world champion superstar boxer Showtime Sean Porter. He beat 2-division world champion superstar boxer Danny Garcia. Even the fight with Manny Pacquiao, he lost, but it was a split decision. He was dropped in the first round. He was badly hurt in the 10th round. But yet Keith Thurman, he found his way back in the fight, closed the fight, and there was actually a judge that thought Keith Thurman won the fight. Okay, there was a judge that thought Keith Thurman won the fight. So with that said, Keith Thurman and Gervonta Tank Davis, since that day he was asked, has been linked to one another. Keith Thurman, 29 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 22 big wins by way of knockout. Keith Thurman is 5'7" with a 69-inch arm reach. And in activity again, Keith Thurman, the last time you saw him in the ring was July of 2019. Keith Thurman has been out the ring for quite a bit of time, okay? Just inactivity for Keith Thurman. Gets him every time. So with that said, Keith Thurman is definitely still a very, very risky and serious fight to anybody he steps in the ring with. Keith Thurman is nobody walking the park. Keith Thurman has very, very good, pure boxing ability. Keith Thurman does have power. His name is One-Time Thurman, so he was known for his knockouts, but he hasn't had a spectacular knockout in over 5 years. But, and Keith Thurman has shown vulnerability to the body. When he was hurt by Manny Pacquiao, he was hurt to the body. When he was hurt by Josito Lopez, just the fight before the Manny Pacquiao fight, he was hurt to the body. So Keith Thurman, he has shown vulnerabilities to the body. Okay, plain and simple. Keith Thurman has shown vulnerabilities to the body. So with that said, Keith Thurman, right, is on the radar of Gervonta Tank Davis. We know Mayweather Promotions CEO Leonard ELLERBE, he said he would make that fight immediately between Keith Thurman and Gervonta Tank Davis. Gervonta Tank Davis' first fight at welterweight against a guy like Keith Thurman, the stature of Keith Thurman, right? And so Leonard ELLERBE, he said he would make that fight ASAP because he believes Gervonta Tank Davis would knock Keith Thurman out. Now, most recently, you have Gervonta Tank Davis, longtime trainer and mentor, Coach Calvin Ford. Coach Calvin, he says that he's not as confident as Leonard ELLERBE that he would just knock out Keith Thurman. And he stated that because he's been, you know, privy to who Keith Thurman is for quite some time, for a very long time, since Keith Thurman was in the amateurs. So he stated that, you know, just knowing who Keith Thurman is, knowing how Keith Thurman fights, knowing the competitive nature of Keith Thurman and the technical skills of Keith Thurman, he's not that confident that Gervonta Tank Davis will go in there and knock Keith Thurman out. But he says if the fight is made tomorrow, Keith Thurman losing to a guy with similarities to Gervonta Tank Davis, is who Manny Pacquiao's a 5'5", 67-inch arm reach southpaw. A lot of similarities to Gervonta Tank Davis. They're the same size. They both have a lot of power, especially in the left hand. They're both very, very vicious when it comes to the fight game. They're both very, very aggressive in the ring. And so with that said, you know, Keith Thurman showed the vulnerabilities to a southpaw and Manny Pacquiao that he was uncomfortable. And so Coach Calvin is saying, we see the blueprint. Keith Thurman knows how to lose now. And the fact that Keith Thurman knows how to lose, I'm confident that Gervonta Tank Davis will be victorious in the fight. I'm not confident that he'll knock out Keith Thurman like Leonard ELLERBE said that he'll just knock Keith Thurman out. Says I'm not that confident, but I'm confident that he'll win the fight. If I'm Keith Thurman at this point in time, this is a guy who is a career 130-pounder. He's had one fight at 135. He has one fight at 140. Okay, and those fights are, yes, Yuriorkis Gamboa is an Olympic gold medalist. Yuriorkis Gamboa is a 3-division world champion. But Yuriorkis Gamboa partially tore his Achilles in the second, third round, and he still got to the 12th round with Gervonta Tank Davis. Mario Barrios is not the best fighter in the world. Okay, Mario Barrios is, you know, a B-level fighter. Let's just call a spade a spade. He's not an A-level fighter, Mario Barrios, okay? And so Mario Barrios, he got all the way to the 11th round, okay? And I thought that Mario Barrios won the first 5 rounds against Gervonta Tank Davis. So he was outboxing Gervonta Tank Davis. And Keith Thurman is a far better fighter than Yuriorkis Gamboa. He's a far better fighter than Mario Barrios, okay? And these are the 2 fights when he stepped up in weight that Gervonta Tank Davis has had, okay? And so when you look at it from that standpoint, you understand that Gervonta Tank Davis is very explosive. And I say this is a 50-50 fight. I'm not slighting Keith Thurman or Gervonta Tank Davis. I think that this is a 50-50 fight. I can see Gervonta Tank Davis beating Keith Thurman. I also can see Keith Thurman outboxing Gervonta Tank Davis. Keith Thurman is a master at controlling distance and range. Outside of the fight with Sean Porter, who press you every second of every minute of every round. Sean Porter presses you to the brink, and he does that with everybody. Outside of the Sean Porter fight, Keith Thurman controls the distance. He controls the range. Even the Manny Pacquiao fight, when he got knocked down, Manny Pacquiao threw unorthodox, unpredictable punches, falling forward, and Keith Thurman got clipped with a right hand and fell as he made a mistake leaning back instead of properly maneuvering backwards. He leaned straight back and got caught, thinking he was out of range of Manny Pacquiao's long arms, and then Manny Pacquiao caught him to the body in the 10th round. But outside of that, you look at the pace of the fight. Keith Thurman, majority of the fight, was controlling the pace of the fight. It's just that Manny Pacquiao was the aggressor and Keith Thurman looked uncomfortable. That's what leads me to believe that Gervonta Tank Davis can actually win this fight against Keith Thurman, right? But also, on the flip side, I could see Gervonta Tank Davis getting outboxed because he was getting outboxed by Mario Barrios. Now, Mario Barrios is nearly 6 feet tall with a 70+ inch arm reach. Keith Thurman is not, okay? But Keith Thurman is a much better pure boxer. He has a much higher ring IQ and much quicker feet. But he does make mistakes, and he's not comfortable taking punches to the body. Not that nobody is. Nobody wants to take punches to the body. It's nobody's forte to say they want to get hit to the body. So when people say, oh, he don't like it to the body, nobody likes it to the body. It's just that he shows, you know, that the effects of the body work to Keith Thurman is that, you know, he's susceptible when you go to his body. He spit out his mouthpiece, ran around the ring with Manny Pacquiao. Josito Lopez, he looked like he was on the verge of quitting. Of getting stopped. You know, Luis Collazo, same thing. You know, he had to dance around the ring to get away from Luis Collazo. So he's shown that's his weakness. That's a glaring weakness, okay? Nobody likes to get hit to the body, but that's Keith Thurman's glaring weakness. Like Amir Khan's chin is his glaring weakness. Keith Thurman, and you go to the body, that's his glaring weakness. So, with that said, Keith Thurman still has a high ring IQ. Keith Thurman is still young. He's not to be overlooked. And if I'm Keith Thurman, my pride at this point in time, with a guy that's a career 130 pounder, and his team and his promotional company are consistently saying that this guy can come up essentially from 130. Now he's had a fight at 135 and 140. And come up and beat one of the best welterweights in the world. If I'm Keith Thurman, I'm calling out Heyman and I'm saying make that fight happen ASAP. Now that, like Terrence Crawford said to Sean Porter, right? Now you're testing me. Okay? Keith Thurman is still one of the best welterweights in the world. That only one loss is to Manny Pacquiao. Keith Thurman is still a 50-50 fight with most of the best welterweights in the world. Now, some people may favor Errol Spence or favor Terrence Crawford. But Keith Thurman is still going to... Nobody be shocked if Keith Thurman won those fights, because he's still one of the best welterweights in the world. So to say this guy who's a career 130 pounder, who moved up to 135 and 140 and fought not the best opposition, can come up to 147 and beat one of the best welterweights. It's not like he went up to 140 and fought Josh Taylor and beat Josh Taylor. He went to 135 and he beat Teofimo Lopez or Devin Haney or Lomachenko. He fought Yuriorkis Gamboa and Mario Barrios. So if I'm Keith Thurman, enough is enough. And my pride is going to say, Al, make this fight happen tomorrow. Call Floyd Mayweather, get him on the horn, and let's make this fight happen tomorrow. If I'm Keith Thurman, my pride comes in and steps in and says, make this fight happen tomorrow. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Wow.